I have gone live on a cool. Hey Google, what's the temperature?
The current temperature in Egg Harbor Township is 65 degrees.
65 damn degrees out here. Huh? You think it's warmer? Well, I'm in a hoodie and you're half naked.
Which is why I say it's not 65 fucking
You have hot flashes that you could be experiencing one. How's everyone out there on their Monday?
Do you think that's true? That thing that you sent me about Modern Family, that there's going to be a spinoff?
I thought sure there would have been a spinoff and I thought it would have been them, but I think it's made up. And now with AI, people are making trailers for like the Friends reunion where they're all at Matthew Perry's funeral and stuff like that.
Yeah,
We're a year away from me being able to type in Tom Riley fights ghosts and demons and having it make a whole 90-minute movie in about 4 minutes. I remember 20, 30 years ago when, well, I remember about more than that. Like, yeah, 30, 35 years ago. Hello, Lisa. Hello, Sarah. When Atlantic City used to bring a talent in on a, they would bring them in and they would do a 2 week, 2 weeks of shows in Atlantic City. And they would always take the Monday off in between.
Sebastian Maniscalco used to do that too. He doesn't even come here anymore.
And now when these stars come in, they come in for a night. Jay Leno, a night. Different performers, they'll come in for a night. And I can't honestly tell you the name of a single celebrity that's come to Atlantic City recently. But I will say this, when they used to do 2 weeks, they had a live band and they used to, work the whole 2 weeks they were there and make a good living. And now they use pre recorded music. And now even pre recorded music is being generated by AI. And I mean, the future is going to be live are going to be the only real moneymaker. However, in another 20 years, they might have um, what is that shit they do with the like when they had Tupac walk out on stage?
Oh,
High
uh,
the 3D
yeah,
holograms.
there you go.
And they'll have holograms advanced to the point that Taylor Swift, when she'll be 50 or 60, will be able to look like she's 20 doing a performance that's all digitized. I can be a young Tom Riley with abs. But that's where it's headed. And it will at first be shaky, but it's going to be there. And that's why last year's SAG strike carried on for so long because they were trying to keep, when an actor would do a background scene, they would then become part of a database that would allow them to create backgrounds of people that aren't getting paid, haven't worked, but they're images. You can now, Parrot AI allows you to pick a celebrity write a script, and it'll generate a video of that celebrity saying whatever you wanted them to say. And celebrities are going to get to the point where um, they're going to be demanding a certain level of income, and studios aren't going to go for it. And what's going to happen is they're just going to create a person. They're going to take this actor's eyes, or they're just going to pick lips, they're going to pick eyes, they're going to pick, and they're going to go with what is aesthetically pleasing to an audience and create a character that doesn't exist. Pornography is going to take and go all AI. Well, part of it is too, what happens is industries price themselves, or they price themselves out of existence. Like, people ask sometimes, what does an actor do to warrant a $20 million payday to work for 2 months on a film? And then they say, well, the studio makes hundreds of millions and the draw. Yeah, that's true. But in the future, stars are going to be generated, computer generated. And this is all not going to change until Congress and the Senate begins to feel threatened. I'm just talking this country, but the same thing will be happening worldwide. They got to feel threatened by the existence of AI, where they'll basically do a lot to reel it in. Look, everything is legal until it's not. I know that doesn't make sense, but Coca-Cola actually used to have cocaine in it when it was first around. Marijuana is now coming back to being legal in a lot of places, but marijuana used to be, unregulated. These, Sarah, you say as an English teacher, these kids can now type in um, paragraphs of what they've been tasked to write, and an AI program will write the paper for them in a matter of minutes, seconds in some cases. What's going to have to happen in the future is a teacher is going to have to take and have the student write the paper by hand in front of them. And guess what? Kids don't know how to write anymore. And you also got to ask yourself, is it even important? But used in the right way, AI can be also extremely, like when they eventually create, like, well, they have now robots they're working on. But eventually people are going to be able to have, insurance companies will pay to lease an AI home health aide or even doctor that will come into the home, stay with the person, and be able to monitor their vitals, see if their sugar's going high, if their blood pressure's going high, if they have this problem or that problem. And people are going to, this is the plus size of it. As long as AI isn't weaponized, people are going to be able to take and live almost indefinitely. And eventually their consciousness is going to be able to be transferred into a a computer that will allow the person to live as a form of artificial intelligence, still have their thoughts, still see their grandchildren, great grandchildren, great grandchildren, if they decide not to be turned off. And eventually an alien civilization may come here to Earth and find no living humans. Archer, what is with this? You were up on my up in my grill. Well, it's not only not, I look at Facebook, for instance. I look at here sometimes, present company excluded, but I look at here sometimes when people just, it drives me insane, but I don't want to embarrass somebody. But when they misuse your, like they use, like, you're great, Y-O-U-R, great. No, it's Y-O-U apostrophe R-E. When there, for there are people that make posts on Facebook that are so and I'm not talking about people who English may be a second language to. I'm talking about people that were born and raised here with English speaking parents that just don't know how to write. They don't know grammar. Hi, Phil. Phil is now back on YouTube. He was in earlier on Facebook and kind of threw me for a loop. Forever young, I wanna be. Have you seen the video of celebrities hugging a younger version of themselves? That's scary as shit. Original Egg Harbor Township area happenings. Anyone know if there's a place where I can buy a monkey?
Oh,
I'm not looking to travel out of state, maybe PA if needed. It's not legal in New Jersey. This person's just trying to this person's just an asshole
oh,
that wrote this post. I want a monkey. Hi, Ronnie. We loved your dog, Ronnie.
Yes.
Forever young. Oh, God. Lux Eterna Audio says, hello, Nigel. Just want to say thanks for the laughs and entertainment. You're welcome. What is my thoughts on AI? AI, if used properly, could extend our lives. Now, August, do you think if you got a defective Blu-ray, I would make you buy another one? Of course not. Yeah, everybody, in fact, I announced it here. One of my drives malfunctioned. So, how my Blu ray duplicator works is it makes five at a time. So, it makes five identical versions at a time. So, I put the master Blu ray in and it'll make five copies of it. So, one of every five of some of them were bad. So, some of you might have gotten completely fine versions. Some of you might have bought like the whole set and got like five that were bad. But anyway, I made extra copies, and as people are telling me, I'm replacing them. And of course, there's no charge to you, and no, you don't have to send the one back that's bad. So you'll be getting them over the course of the next week as I'm doing them. So I want it made.
I just saw a recipe for spaghetti stuffed garlic bread. They stole your idea.
Let me tell you something. Spaghetti sandwiches are a gift from Jesus. I used to love as a kid, I would take bread, just white bread, and put spaghetti on it. You can't have them real saucy though, because you want the red on the noodles, but you don't want the sauce on it. You just put them on, bury them in grated cheese, and eat that shit. And I would put it on sub rolls. I put it on rolls, just regular rolls, and it's awesome. I'm surprised more people haven't picked up on it. But I do think that what I think will happen is computers in general, um, they're programmed by somebody, but eventually they'll be able to go beyond that programming and write their own programs. And what'll happen is I think you'll have computers will get to the point that if they took over the world, say for instance, they would rule with logic, and all the bullshit that goes on, the war and stuff like that. What'll happen is humans, terrorists, for instance, will try to destroy computer systems, but they won't be able to with the cloud and stuff like that. And what'll happen is if they take control, and this is it in the positive sense, they will rule with logic. They won't take in these things that become debates, a Supreme Court that's one-sided now, that a president appointed three justices to, and it might make it lean one way, which is to half the public would be okay, what's going to happen is computers are going to rule with logic, and it'll take out these congressmen and these senators. And that's why I'm saying I believe that they are going to do something soon to try to regulate AI and all, because they're going to feel threatened by the fact that their their power is going to be stripped from them by computers that say, "Hey, we don't need you. We don't need you, people that just think ridiculous." And they're just going to take and apply logic to situations. There, it's like the death penalty, for instance. Some people, if somebody were to kill a family member of yours, if we follow Christianity and they go with an eye for an eye, they're thinking they ought to die. Where other people think, no, they should rot in prison for the rest of their life. And then there's other people that say, um, no, I'd like them to be put. Let's face it, if they made pay-per-view executions, um, they would make billions. And it's just a matter of, if a computer was a judge, they would just look at the facts and everything and say this is the result. But there's a lot of people that are just sitting back and letting this go. And I mean, think about AI a year ago. It really wasn't there. And look at it now. How many times a day do you, well, you might not, I do because of what I do, but there are ads that come up constantly in my Instagram and Facebook feed that say, type in a sentence and it will make a video for you. People are now doing these, and I'm actually going to start doing some of these videos for content for Bad Ben TV, which will be where they'll take a story and just turn it into a video. I don't even know why I get messages from this LinkedIn.
You're on a list.
Oh, I know one of my web hosts got hacked. They won't admit it because it's bad for business, but I keep getting emails from their web hosting service that says, nigelbach.com is about to expire. And this isn't one that I have hosted there.
Come here.
And they want you to click on a link to take and update it. And all you got to do, if you ever get an email from somebody, say you have Wells Fargo Bank, and they say, they send you a message that says you've had a charge of $1,500 that you didn't do, and they say click here on this link, to review. You click on that link, you're fucked. So what you do whenever you get an email from, like, if you were to get that from your bank, don't click on the link. Go to your bank's website, wellsfargo.com or whatever it is, and log in. And if what they said actually happened, it'll be there. You'll see it in your transactions. But also, when you get an email from them, I could send you an email right now. Say your name was John Doe, I could send you an email that says it's from John Doe because it's got a plain name. But when you click on it or you go to hit reply, but if you click on it to show the email address, it'll be some bullshit. It won't be wellsfargo.com. It won't be like it might say no reply at wellsfargo.com. That's probably legitimate, but more likely it's going to show something like a bunch of numbers and then at something or gmail.com or so. It's bullshit. Never click on a link in an email. And yet all the emails I send out all the time always have click here for more info. So I'm one to talk. But um but that's just how we market and all. And people do click on the links, but you can also email me, Nigel. I've had people do this before. Email me, Nigel at nigelbach.com to ask if I sent an email. So just be smart, folks. Just be smart. Hey, Adam. Exactly, Roddy. You have to look at the email it comes from. PayPal is one that people that use would get scammed all the time. If you get an email from PayPal, don't click on a link in it. First of all, look at the email it came from. Just because it says it came from PayPal, click on the link that'll show you the email. And it's not going to be paypal.com. It's going to be some bullshit at something it or gmail.com. I'll tell you one, I got a text yesterday because this is somehow my phone number got leaked. And the person email or text me on my phone and says, "Hey Nigel?" question mark. So I took their number and I went to my digital line and I called them back and it got voicemail. And it was somebody saying, "Please leave your name and number and I'll get right back to you." And then I get a text a minute later. And the funny thing is, to my digital line, when it came through, they were saying, "Hi, it's me." And they gave a name. "How are you?" But my digital line actually deciphered the number and it was from someone named Sayed Cassandra. So I wrote, "Who are you?" And sends me a picture of a woman. And then I tell them our database shows Sayed Cassandra. Is that Sayed? Are you trying to reach me? Hello, Sayed? And so basically they never answered because they knew they got busted. That's why, have you heard of air gaps on computers? Air gaps are used quite often in government, specifically the military, in which they're not connected to the internet. They may have an intranet on the at the facility, but they're not connected to the internet so that hacking can occur or stuff like that. It's a scary world. I remember one time I went to go use my bank debit card and it was declined. So I go online, I look, and there was money in the account, and I call the bank, and they say, "Oh, you had used that card last month at Home Depot, and they had a data breach. So we proactively canceled all the debit cards." And I said, "Well, did you think about sending out another one, or did you think about um, texting us or emailing us to let us know that happened, because if I didn't have another card with me, I would have been, first of all, it's embarrassing. Second of all, I would have been fucked. But I'll tell you what, these stores anymore, when a card comes up declined, they don't look at you as if you're some sort of deadbeat, because they know all the reasons why these things. I've had Bank of America decline my card before, only because they thought it was suspicious. But I instantly get a text on my phone and it says, "Are you trying to make a purchase at such and such a place?" And if you hit yes, they'll say, "Try it again." And you can, and this is within a minute, and you can do it again and it will go through, which is pretty good. But, and I get this email probably at least 2, 3 times a month. Um, you, we've withdrawn $699 for Best Buy Geek Squad service. Click here if you don't want this or something. So people click there, and then it tells them to log in. And when they log in, they have their username and password. And then they can go real quick, make a purchase from Best Buy. It's just, people are going to go back to cash before long. And even cash got to the point where if you were using any, even $20 bills were so frequently counterfeit that they would always take the yellow pen and draw on them. Everything's a scam anymore. Forever young, I wanna be. It is just so dreary here. It's not like damp, but it's been cloudy all day. It's chilly, although it's not as cold as Holly says. Holly says it's not as cold as Google says it is. Hey Google, what's the temperature?
Currently in Egg Harbor Township, it's 65 degrees.
She says bullshit.
Yeah.
Well, look at your phone app. What's it say?
66?
And you're saying that's bullshit?
Yes.
Go look at the thermometer on the fridge. Now,
Lately.
wow. She's a little bit fresh, this one. I don't know the answers to everything, folks. I just know the answer to most things.
That's true.
She attempted to throw me for a loop today.
Why?
You sent me that guy's video where he tells you what color's my glove.
Oh yeah, and of course I got it, because I'm simple-minded, I guess. Whatever. Bitch face.
You have another tropical storm coming Wednesday. Oh, Ronnie, get Bill, get the dog, move up here. Come on, we got room. Did you just write Boo? You're fresh. Well, anyway, folks, I think I'm going to pop on a little bit later, but I'm going to pop off of here for right now. But I will be back. So hopefully I see you a little later. See you. Love you. Bye.